Hello, everyone, and welcome to another scene for Sept of the Howling Winds, a werewolf venue set in San Diego, California. This scene is a very major scene. This is probably the one of the most historical moots that is ever going to happen in Garu history, and you all get to be a part of it right here. So, Garu from all over the world have come to the Sept of the Howling Winds in San Diego, California, to hear the words of the High King. High King Jonas Albrecht has called for a formal moot, although coming from how some of us know him, he doesn't really give a shit if it's that formal. However, the Sept wants to make a good impression. There are some very notable Garu on Sept. Representatives of the Ardrai and the Margrave have made their way here to the Sept. Many alphas and betas and tail singers from various septs to represent their sept has come to hear the words of the High King. So this sept has, in addition to all of the Garu that live and reside in the city and the sept and the visitors, there is probably about 100 Garu at this moot. Is big. Very big. So, the moot commences, and the master of the howl opens the moot, and the various things are done leading up to what everyone anticipates when the words of the High King will be heard during the cracking of the bone. The beta of the sept, Hand of a Seer, has taken it upon himself for this moot to act as the, quote, truth catcher for the cracking of the bone. He feels it is his place to do so, and the truth catcher himself isn't going to argue with the beta. No, he's not. So, Hand of a Seer has very carefully chosen a bone. It is a wing bone from a falcon. And he will look to the gathered Garu in the circle that have chosen to participate in the cracking of the bone, which there are many that are onlooking, but most of the Garu that are in the circle itself are actually the ones that are from the sept. So, Asir will give a rundown of the rules, which are no one speaks out of turn. If you have the bone, you are speaking. If you don't have the bone, you keep your mouth shut. The bone will go around once, which at the end I will give a chance for anyone else that would like to speak again, a chance to speak by a raise of their hand, and I will give them back the bone. It goes from highest ranked to lowest ranked, and for this moot, the cubs will have a chance to speak. So, we begin with Our Majesty High King Jonas Albrecht, and he hands him the bone.
He'll nod at him and he'll take it. Normally, we're High King Albrecht. For those who've seen him in the last couple of days, who've had the privilege of catching him in his relaxed state, he's normally a very kind of jovial, hot-headed, quick-tempered Arun, but for the most part, a nice guy, as it were. Usually wearing jeans, some fucking band shirt he looks like he fished out of a hamper, baseball cap, boots. Today, for this moot, it's different. He's wearing tailored black slacks, a white button-up shirt, dress boots, and he has the silver crown on his head. His grand clave at his side, his hair flowing, spilling around his shoulders. And he'll reach and he'll take it. Now, kind of, he'll weigh it in his hands for a moment. And he'll take a deep breath, and the roughness of his accent has edged off. And he'll say, I think you all know why I've assembled you today. There have been many actions taken at this sept that call into question our way of life, the way we do things, the way that we, as a people, compose ourselves. One of the things that our people live by, the star that guides us, is the laws that were laid down by our ancestors. I think most here, save for the youngest cubs, know our ways, the litany which is inscribed upon silver record. Every law has been carved into our hearts, and they are our ways, and they help us, guide us to be strong people. Yet this sept has taken upon itself to question our laws. Do they think they're better than us? That's what I had to ask myself, and what many assembled here asked themselves today. Do they think they're better than us? He'll kind of walk the circuit of the circle, giving a pause. In my meditation, in my counsel, and in my thoughts, I realized something. It's not that this sept thinks that they're better than anyone else. It's that we have the gall to believe that some of us are better than others. That those that were born of circumstances beyond their control deserve our spite. And that which we fight against, discrimination, bigotry, hatred, we've allowed to fester in our own hearts. Where we have turned and vowed to combat the worm wherever it dwells and whenever it breeds, we've ignored breeding in ourselves. And so, with the first law of the litany being called into such stark question, I sat down with those that were in counsel and advisement and took a long, hard look at the law. Someone I respect greatly, Antonio Cienfuegos, said to me, "What is law? I'm not here to teach you a lesson." But what he conveyed to me is that laws are that which is set in place to regulate the arbitrary behavior of man. It is meant to protect men, not governments. It's not meant to protect. And he'll motion at himself, the assembled elders. It's meant to protect you. The problem is our laws are no longer protecting people. So I, with the counsel of several elders and those closest to me, have rewritten the laws. And the litany that you learned and knew of yesterday no longer stands. Though I respect what we have come from, I understand that in order to be a living people living under a living law, that sometimes change is necessary, and this was not easy. I do not want any of you to think that this was made arbitrarily or flippantly. He'll take a deep breath. He'll hold his hand out to Eli for a scroll.
Eli will smile and hand it to him. The smile is very, not necessarily a happy smile, it's just a smile. Eli.
I'm going to read to you the living law of the Garu Nation. The laws as written past, crimes that were committed under this law from this day forth. These are the laws now that will lead our nation. I will read them to you. And I want you to know that my word is the law as the bearer of the silver crown, and these are my words. There still stands 13 laws. This has not been changed. He unscrolls, he'll undo the scroll. The first thing I did is I abolished the first law of the litany. Our litany no longer promotes bigotry. Those that are born of two Garu, hear my words when I say that you are whole members of the nation, and your existence is no longer punished. The first law of the litany now is protect the interconnected balance of the triad. The second law is oppose that which corrupts. The third is respect the territory of another. The fourth, accept an honorable surrender. The fifth, submission to those of higher station. The sixth, respect those of lower station for all are of Gaia. The seventh, the first share of the kill to the greatest in station. The eighth, you shall not eat the flesh of our progenitor kind. This means if you eat the flesh of wolves, you are punished. Humans, wolves, Garu, Metis. The veil shall not be lifted. This law, the next is replacing another. Respect to the community and take not more than you give. This is replacing, do not suffer thy people to tend thy sickness. The leader may not be challenged the leader may be challenged at any time during peace. The leader may not be challenged during wartime. You shall take no action that causes a Karen to be violated. He'll scroll up the litany and he'll hand it to Eli again.
Eli will take it and put it back in the holder.
Copies of this law have been sent out. Howls will be raised, emphasizing it, and I understand that you cannot be quizzed on it right now. I understand that as of right now, you will have to learn it. You will have to learn how to abide it. You will have to learn how to judge it. I understand. I understand it will take time. But the first law is abolished. And he'll leave it at that. Like, for the moment, letting people process it.
Does he give the bone back to his seer?
No, he's got one
Okay.
last day. He's just letting people react.
So for my NPCs, there are various. Some are happy, some are kind of like, okay, that's interesting. Bailey is in fucking tears. He's beside himself over this.
As I understand, there are several in this sept. And there are several throughout our nation who have violated the former first law of the litany. Unfortunately, under the new laws, you are not yet protected. And if you violated the law, I judge you having violated the first law of the litany. So if you are obviously with child, or the father of a metis, you are to receive 10 lashings at the whip of your eldest Philodox. I call upon Jesse Steele, known as Man with 1,000 Faces, to come before me. And he'll wait, and Jesse will step forward, tight jawed. Jesse Steele. And he'll kind of look at him like, you're the fucking reason everybody's here. So we have to thank. We kind of pointed at him like, there you go. Jesse Steele, I find you guilty of sedition against the nation. You led a rebellion against the law of the land. And for this, I punish you 30 lashes to be carried out this moot. And Jesse, his jaw goes tight, and he closes his eyes. It is only by my mercy that you were not assigned 40. Death was what was called for. Many, many times over and again. And you have many trying days ahead of you. To the victor goes the spoils. And he'll pass over the bone to Asir and step back.
Asir takes back the bone. Is Tolia in the circle? Okay, so he is the next highest ranked Garu, and he hands it over to Tolia.
Tolia will take it, and he'll hold it for a moment in his hands, and think very carefully as to what he wants to say. Take a deep breath. Unexpected. I think that was certainly unexpected. In all my years, and all the legends I've heard, and everything that I've learned and observed about the people I didn't expect to see, the litany change. For our laws for this to come to pass. I guess what I would urge everyone to remember in this time is that we are not each other's enemy. That our enemy lies from without, and yet the pathways to our heart can be so clear for corruption. One of the quickest ways to strike deepest in us is to forget that we are brothers and sisters in this fight, in this war, to protect Gaia. And that not all wars are fought on the battlefront. Support each other. Love each other. Listen to each other. Don't just talk at each other. And remember what you have to contribute to the nation. I like this new law. This law. He'll think back on the laws he just heard because he hasn't fucking memorized them yet. Respect the community and take not more than you give. Is that it? I'll look at Jonas, and Jonas will nod. Respect the community. And he'll nod. And he'll hand the bone back to us here.
Seer will take it. And which of your elders are here?
And I don't really want to say anything.
Okay. Um, he is going to hand it uh, to Dev. Dev is next. Dev will take the boat. I am surprised that the entire tone of the litany was changed. I obviously stand behind it, stand behind the words of the king. As much as it pains me, I also stand behind his call for punishment. However, this is something to be celebrated. That while our resident coyote is being severely punished, his actions have caused great change in our nation and shoved it forward against its will. I know that there are many of you, and he will address everyone, not in the circle, just everyone that is paying attention, are definitely not okay with this. However, you don't have to be. You just have to abide by it. It'll take some time for everybody to get used to it, for everybody to learn it, for everybody to, for the philodoxes to learn how to judge it. We will probably need clarification and different interpretations. But I don't regret the things that I allowed to happen in this sept. I am proud to call these people my family and my community. And he hands the bone back to us here. If Asir then looks around,
Kier will give a nod.
and he'll hand it to Kieran.
Kier will take it. Bounce it in his hands a minute. You all know me. If you don't, oh well. I'll be damned. Though I'm happy you lot have sided on fucking decency, to be honest. And not subjecting half our people. I do call for all you higher ups to remember this is a lot. This is a hell of a lot you're asking out of us. Like Asir said, you changed the entire damn tone of the litany. What now? You've been telling us we've been taught our entire lives to fight against the worm. To die for that fight. Now you're trying to tell us to respect to this interconnected balance. I ain't saying I can't. I'm saying I got 68 years behind me serving on a battlefield you just took out from under my feet. I abide. And I will abide. But I want to make sure you up there, at least someone says that you're asking a hell of a lot out of us. And not everybody's going to abide. And you need to think of what you're going to do when that happens. Are you going to turn us into enemies? A lot of questions got put on the table today. And frankly, I came in here being scared of one thing and now I'm scared of another. But I stand by these laws. I'll abide them. And I encourage every other Philodox here to do so. Stretch your mind a little bit. Learn. Move on. Move forward. But... And he'll look at the king and he'll look at Asir. Don't be not appreciating that there's going to be a lot of questions in the next upcoming days. And he'll nod and he'll hand the bone back.
Asir will take it. Do you have any other NPCs that are ranked higher than Foster and that want to say anything?
Yep.
Trying to think if I do.
Most of them get
Not
their
right now.
place, and there's nothing really to say right now.
Right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay.
So, PC Fosterns. Jesse doesn't want the bone, does he?
Jesse will, you know what? Okay, fine. Jesse will get up. And he'll, like with a very solemn look on his face, quietly.
Asir will hand the bone to Jesse.
And he'll, no, I don't think anyone has ever seen this man look this serious in his entire fucking life. And he'll take a breath. As the king said, to the victor goes the spoils. But this was never about a victory for myself. My actions were led by... And he'll just look at Bailey, honestly, Dazzle's son, led by wanting to make a better world for those less privileged than myself. I would have died for that. And if I do, I accept that. And I accept any punishment that is leveled against me. The crown says I committed sedition. I tell the crown I would do it again and again and again. Until my mate's son breathed the same free air as I did. And I'm only happy, not that I won, not that I achieved some victory. But now there is a path for equality for everyone. For my children. For your children. So I'll bear your punishment. And I would bear it again and again and again. I'm sorry that this had to be the way. And he'll just shake his head. And I'll hand the bone back to Asir and sit back down.
Asir takes the bone, and as he does, he feels Asir's finger just gently stroke his hand as his finger as he takes it back.
That made Jones go tight-jawed.
And it was just very, very subtle, but whoever can pick it out.
The corner of his lip will turn up and he'll sit down.
and he will hand the bone to. I'm going in the order of people on my screen, so he will hand it to Gabby. You would like to speak?
Gabby is not in circle.
Oh, she's not? Okay, Gabby's
No,
not in the
she is.
circle.
She is watching. She's looking confused. Mostly because she's like, okay, I gotta memorize it now. She looks like she's going over it in her head.
Poor Gabby. Oh,
Yeah.
God. Poor Gabby. Okay, then Sierra.
So Sierra gets the bone, kind of holds it very tightly in her hands. And she'll look up to the High King and say, Your Majesty, Lord Albrecht. You have indeed passed your judgment upon Man with 1,000 Faces, and I wish not to dispute that. What I do wish to ask, however, Your Majesty, is I made a promise to him when all of this started that I would stand with him. And so I ask Your Majesty that I stand with him now. I would like to take 15 of his lashes.
I'll think. You may hold him and comfort him while I dispense my judgment. Though I do appreciate your sentiment. I do. I understand it. I do wish to point out that if I were to honor your request, half this sept would have their backs splayed open. It seems your packmate has many friends. But you are the first to formally ask, and for that, your name will be recognized in honor. I have a strong arm. I believe your packmate would benefit from your support. And she can speak now.
Okay. And she will say, understood, Your Majesty. And who's up next for the bone stuff, guys?
Okay, so she's going to hand it back to Asir.
Okay, stand back to Asir, my bad.
It always goes back to the Philodox. It goes to Bailey next. Bailey takes the bone. And he looks at Jesse and smiles. Like, he had no idea that Jesse did this because of him. He looks at his mother. He looks to the king. I am the first Metis child of Dazzles the Young. I know that she, after she gives birth, will need to be punished for what she has done. When I was a child, my father fell to the Black Spiral Dancers. He came back. He wanted to take me with him. And my mother protected me, killed him herself, so that I would be safe. I've always looked for a way to thank her for that, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. So with this, I found one. I want to bear my mother's punishment.
You understand, I literally just told Lays with Dragons she could not bear part of her packmate's punishment.
I'm not asking to bear part of it. I'm asking to bear all of it as her son, as a Metis.
Oh, and he'll motion Eli to come over, and he'll consult with Eli.
Yeah, Eli will.
He'll chat, and he'll turn back. I acquiesced as per your request. Make yourself available after revelry.
I will, Your Majesty.
And apologize to Sierra.
He looks at Sierra. I apologize. I'm sorry.
Sierra she just nods because she doesn't have the bone, so she's not going to actually speak. But it didn't really look like she was salty anyway.
Good. I'm sorry. He gets very passionate.
She wasn't even mad.
And that's all he had to say. And he will hand the bone back to Sierra. And Dazzles, for her part, looks shocked. Like, part of her wants to be like, no, but yeah, no. She's just like, wow.
Helenia will wrap an arm around his waist and kind of nuzzle his shoulder, looking sad but stout.
At least Selenia knew that was coming. And Asir will take the bone back. And does Selenia want to speak?
No.
Oh, okay.
God, fuck no.
Don't have any other fosterns. So we'll begin with the Cleaths in the order of is Siobhan in the circle.
Yes, she is.
Okay, then the bone. Siobhan.
She will stand and she will just say, as a Cleath, I do not presume to know better than my elders, but I simply ask one question. How did the spirits react to this pronouncement? That is all I wish to know.
Have you ever seen what happens when you put everything in your refrigerator, in your blender, and hit go? Like that. All of it edible. None of it palatable. Had to deal with it. We're good now. And he'll thumbs up.
And she will hand the bone back.
Sorry,
Sorry, I'm laughing out of character. God. This fucking king. Jesus Christ. And next, the bone will go to Veronica.
Veronica strikes with lightning, does have the bone in both of her hands. She has a very serious look on her face. Without any challenging gesture, she does look at the king without any challenging eye contact. I could imagine that this was a very difficult decision that you have made, considering most with transgressions of breaking the former first law of the litany, it'd be punishable by death, ostracism, severe renown, where there was no way of turning back, and no chance for either the parents or the cub. This is a very difficult situation for everyone. It's a lot to take in. If after the moot, if there is some mission that you would like to do, since my packmate is taking some of the burden as a mission to correct something in your eyes, let me know.
The king looks like he's holding back saying something. But he has a look in his eyes.
Okay.
That's basically what he's thinking. Better call Saul.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's the look on his face. It's like, I have to remain in protocol right now. Fuck me.
Asir takes
This was
the bone back.
Out of game, this was not meant as a challenge, but more as like a correction action.
He didn't put it to his priceless.
But still, though, you basically went, hit me up to the king.
He did. And that's the look on his
Hit me up,
face.
yo.
He did. He
Hit
did.
me up, yo.
Hit me up,
No,
though.
it was beautiful.
There's a soft chirp. Chirp, chirp. Chirp, chirp.
Asir looks at the Bubasti that's in the circle.
Bouncing in his cat form, like, gimme!
Giving it Asir the bone.
Yeah, Asir will take the bone back from Veronica and give it over to Petra.
Take it. Snap it up. Go human. Hold it. Realize that half the fucking Garnation's looking at him and like, oh, fuck. Hi. Hi. I'm Petra Petrova. I am actually not one of you. I am a shadow cat. But I'll just kind of look like, oh, fuck. I'm so small and you're all so big. He'll swallow. Well, I suppose I should get on with what I wanted to say. I'm very happy for the strides made forward to advance your Garnation. But I would be remiss if I didn't point out that there are quite a few other shifters in this world. And in many places, we have come together under accordance, the Ahadi, the Beast Courts. Well, not. I was born to the Ahadi. And as I have spent time here in America, I realize you have no, and he'll shake his head, alliance such. Yet this land, this new world, has many, many, many Farah. He'll think. Your king has taken the focus. He's trying to think of how to word this, not in a cat way, because if he says it in Bastet way, you're going to fucking kill him. Your king has taken the focus off of the worm and put focus on what we Bastet known as Asura, corruption. This is a good thing. We've been very worried about you, we other Farah. We are afraid you have been killing yourselves. Well, not, like matter of factly, like, oh, you've been killing yourselves. And I'm hoping that with this change in focus, this change in the tone of your law, that maybe, just maybe, we can work a little bit closer together. Setting aside old hurts, setting aside those whose cries are no longer with us, bat, hog, cow. Setting aside those who may not want to set aside the differences. We've set them aside other places. So I can't see why we can't set them aside here. So, I ask of any who wish. I would like to work with others, to form an accord here in North America. And he'll nod, like satisfied. So, if you wish to join me, and to work closer with other shifters, other Pharaoh, please hesitate not to seek me out. And he'll land the bone back to his ear, like, it'll skip off.
Seer takes it.
He'll go back to his kitty form. And the king is looking at him like, what the fuck just happened?
Seer smiles at Petra and takes the bone back. And Petra's mother is fucking beaming. She's proud of her son.
Jonas will hold his hand out for the bone, like, gimme. Because I'll fucking break protocol if you don't.
Yeah. He's like, oops, sorry everybody else. I gotta hand it back to the king. So he hands it back to the king.
He'll hold it for a moment and he's like, I didn't just hallucinate that happening, right?
Seer shakes his head.
That actually happened.
He nods.
Formally, as the bearer of Silver Crown, I would say that I would like to see this actually happen. And think that in accordance with the Farah does need to... He'll just roll his hand like, I didn't expect this, but here we are. To form itself. And Eli, he'll just hand him the bone. And he'll hand it back to us here, like, give it to Eli.
Okay, Eli takes the bone.
Say it prettier. He'll do motion to him. Fuck, do the thing. Make a proclamation that sounds prettier. He doesn't say it, but that's his entire demeanor. Say that the accordance, Farah, makes something happen.
So Eli takes it. And he thinks for a moment. He says, the Shadow Cat is correct. There needs to be some sort of alliance between Garu and Farah on this continent. I don't think there's one at all on this continent at all. Especially here in the United States. There are lots of Farah and Garu. So, as backed by the crown, we will look for volunteers to forge a new alliance, a new accord between Garu and Farah. They will be involved in the planning, in the naming of the, I guess it would be a group, like, the Ahadi.
Jonas will nod.
And there can be chapters all over. We will start this as soon as possible.
I don't smile satisfied. He only planned to make one proclamation today, not two.
Right? And Eli will nod. He will hand the bone back to his seer. At a game, this is an unexpected turn of events that I know as the ST have to.
God bless Petra.
Thank you, Petra.
Petra just rolls on his back and purrs like, ha ha, fuck all y'all. He likes it when the Garu struggle. It makes him happy. Feeds his little soul.
And no other class or no other PC class are present. None of my NPC class would like to speak. However, so Asir will ask if there are any cubs in the circle that would like to speak.
Seeker better let go of that girl now.
Seeker will drop her hands. And let go of her. Seeker was wrestling her like a fucking alligator.
Oh man, she's. I'm sorry. Give me a second. She's gonna like, in all of her tiny little glory, march her butt up to Asir and hold her hand up for that bone.
And yeah, he'll give the little sass bucket the fucking bone. Like, oh god. He gives her a look like, if I swear to God, I will snap your neck if you embarrass us.
All eyes on you right now.
Like, that look is so intense. So intense. Like, you better mind your P's and Q's. But he hands her the bone.
That being said, this reminds Sebastian of something which will whisper to Dazzles, which I will text you.
Okay.
So she kind of like holds herself as tall as she possibly can, which, let's be honest, is not very tall.
Josh just looked down at her like, what the fuck?
She goes, I've spent my entire life outside of this place being told that I am wrong, that I don't belong, that I don't deserve to exist. And these people accepted me. And then I found out that there was an entire group of people here that were just like me, not accepted. And I am absolutely 100% glad that that has changed, that is changing, that people like Bailey, who is just amazing. And when she talks, by the way, hands are going crazy. She's just amazing, is now accepted. But punishing people just because they loved each other is wrong. There were times where people like my parents were thrown in jail for loving each other, were hung for loving each other. And you want to punish someone who loved somebody else so much that they had a child with them because you thought it was wrong. And I understand that the law has changed, but the law was wrong to begin with. They don't deserve to be punished. It's not okay to punish someone for loving someone else. And she just kind of gives him this like deeply impassioned look and then hands the bone back to Asir.
Asir actually gives her a smile and is impressed by her articulation of her thoughts. Like, that was, yeah, that was good.
Jonas will hold his hand up.
Asir will give the bone back to Jonas.
He thinks a moment. For those who have been punished in violation for the first law of the litany, I pardon you. But, so look at Bailey. That means you're off the hook. Jesse Steele still committed an act of sedition for which he is being punished for. He did not have to. The actions, though I appreciate, led to this day. He still committed an act of sedition. And he will still be punished. But your words did not fall on deaf ears. And I, as the crown, pardon those who stand in punishment for the first law of the litany, as was written. So mote it be. And you. And he'll look at Stevie.
She is actually a little scared because, you know, she's looking at him and she's still trying to hold that composure.
I'll look at her. You have a strong voice. And you have heart and passion. Don't waste that.
She nods and slowly backs towards the to where she was with Seeker.
He'll kind of shrug, like, don't abuse it. But he'll shrug and he'll mutter, don't abuse it. But
Seeker will put her arms around Stevie. She's so fucking proud of her right now.
by the way, Selenia will
little wiggle as she sits, like she's so excited.
Yeah, Selenia will hug Bailey tighter, like tighter and closer. Like, hey, we're having to get punished.
Bailey's actually a little disappointed.
I'm so sorry. He'll do it to him later. I mean, what?
Bailey, no, he's disappointed, actually.
Go fucking take it up with Stevie. But
right? I mean, he accepts it, but he's a bit disappointed by it. Yeah, Dazzles will hold her hand out for the bone. And Asir will give it to her. And she actually will step in the middle of the circle. And she is very pregnant. God, so pregnant. I have an announcement that I have to make. At the end of the month, when I have my child, I will be stepping down as den mother completely. And the new den parent will be Jesse Steele.
Just your thumbs up, like, me.
She smiles to him.
I'll give her a smile.
However, between now and then, any questions, any concerns regarding the education of the cubs must go to Jesse. I am still acting as a den parent until I have Autumn, but I am relinquishing control to Jesse. I'm going to be there mostly as a support and comfort advisor, so to speak, between now and then. And then she hands the bone back to Asir and steps back.
The king is like, no, it's up business, whatever.
Yep. You know, it has to. Sept business does occur during this. So,
He's sitting. He's sitting in his makeshift throne with his hands over his lap, just like, oh well.
so Dazzle's announcement makes punches. Dazzle's announcement makes punches stir, and he's like, "Fuck, I forgot."
Sleepy baby.
So he wasn't asleep, but he was laying next to the king in lupus.
he was petting his fur every once in a while and stuff like that.
And he stands up and he shifts to Hamid, and he holds his hand out for the bone, and Asir gives it to him. Okay, I almost forgot about this. Sept business. I name, what is his name? The Last Laugh. That's what it is. As co-warder of the Sept.
So he's trying not to crack up.
He proved himself capable of being able to handle the Sept's defenses, so he can work alongside me to keep the Sept safe. Then he hands the bone back to Asir. And he plops, he relaxes back to Lupus and plops back down next to the king.
He'll sink his fingers back in his fur like, you fucking ass. Fucking idiot.
So Asir looks around to see if anybody else would like to speak again.
Oh, yes. Emil. Fuck, Emil. Emil. Hi, me. Pick me.
Okay. Asir will hand the bone to Emil.
Emil, hi. I'll take it. There's two people I have to do things with really quick. Emil, we'll take it. I want to say I formally accept. I take Veronica Strikes with Lightning as my protege, and he'll thumbs up.
Braga takes both of her hands and does a yes gesture.
She has impressed me as a capable warrior of Gaia, and I want everyone to know when you are addressing her, she's speaking with my voice. If you fuck with her, I am going to put you on the ground. It's that simple. 2 thumbs up. America. Also, I give up my position as a beta of the Cordeli. Formerly, I have to say this, and now I am just simply a guardian yourself. And I'll just pout. Happy to serve. And he'll hand the bone back to Asir.
Asir will shake his head and look at him like, you fucking ass. And
whatever, your sister wife wants it. And Toya will hold his hand up, you fucking asshole.
He looks around to see if anybody else wants to speak.
Tap, 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 tap. Gimme. The Phoenix. Gimme.
All right. He hands the bone back to Toya.
Thank you. First off, I want to say I'm proud of my son. Congratulations. And Z will beam for a second. Secondly, I wanted to let you know that I name Caroline Rose as my protege. I will pass on my wisdom to her, that which I have learned. And she is to rights of our people, as taught in accordance to me. And he'll give them a polite nod. Back to Asir. Jonas will just smile at him. Okay.
Seer, before he breaks the bone, he tries to think if there's anything that he needs to say or announce. He looks at Dev. Dev looks at him and shakes his head. I don't know.
The king has a look on his face of just pure mischievousness. He can't hold it, but it's subtle.
Seer will say, I guess in light and perhaps celebration of the new laws of the litany, he looks at Emil like, I'm gonna fucking say it, okay?
He'll blush.
I announce that I am mated to Emil Rose, and we are getting married.
Emil will smile. There's a couple of cheers, things like that.
And he looks at Jonas like, you gonna fucking, is that what do you want the bone back? Like, he just gives him a look like, do you want it?
You know that look when somebody's fighting every thought inside their head, and they're just like, yeah, nah, yeah, nah, yeah, nah.
Asir shoves the bone back into Jonas's hand like, here.
A cough, like, bastard. You remember for 5 seconds that I'm trying to hold a fucking formal mood here, and the protocol is kind of top of the order, and I can't beat this guy. I can't beat this guy right here, actually. Sorry, whole bunch of sorry, everybody, fight me.
Asir straightens up and goes back. I am following protocol. You acted like you wanted the bone. Here, take it.
I want the bone, but I don't know how to say what I want to say because I don't want. It's kind of complicated. I'll scratch the back of his head. I don't really know what to do. So, I mean, yes, it was a formal challenge, but you can play the first new fair. He'll take it, and he was like, I don't know how to say this. Any of you here fans of, and you can respond. I'm fucking telling you as the king, you can fucking respond. Are you ready? Any of you here fucking fans of Jay and Silent Bob?
I've watched a few movies.
Okay,
They're
you know
funny.
how? Yeah, Jay and Silent Bob are kind of like, yeah, this is my hetero life mate.
Yes.
He'll kick punches softly on the side of his ribs, like playfully. That's my hetero life mate.
Punches, lifts his head, and chuffs, and then lays his head back down.
Don't fuck with my hetero life mate. I'll murder you in the face with death. Hand the ball back to us here.
Asir tries so hard to keep a straight face, and he gives Jonas a look like, you fucking bastard.
Unlike my genes, Asir is neither relaxed nor straight.
That is very, very true. There's nothing straight about this man at all whatsoever.
Except his face right now, apparently.
No, not even that. The look on his face is a lot like his overlay. He's giving Jonas this look like, you bastard.
Hold his hands. You put it in my hands. What do you want?
And he'll give one final scan to see if anybody else wants to say anything.
No, not on my end.
Not here either. All right. He will say, that concludes the cracking of the bone. I now release you to songs and to stories and songs, and he breaks the bone.
Whee!
So, the next phase of the moot is stories and songs, in which, the circle kind of disperses, and let me get up this bastard's overlay. This fucking bastard. So, Liam.
Bitch.
Liam! Liam almost asked for the bone. Almost, but he didn't.
Oh my god, he would have killed him.
Oh, Eli forgot his.
Poor Eli.
Oh well. It's okay. Actually, that was really important. So I'm going to go back, and you guys, I'm going to go back and say that during the cracking of the bone, Eli took the bone, and he announced Alexei Petrova as his mate.
Oh, he fucking loses it. He's like, "No, you did it! Fuck you!" Breaking protocol and all. He'll go back to fostering for it. Oh, fucking bitch!
It's not that big of a renown loss, Jesus.
No, he screams to high hell about it. Somebody challenge him!
Nope. Nobody did. Okay.
He's fighting you, but he'll give in. He's like, fuck you.
Back to stories and songs. Liam addresses the crowd, and he says, I am as the tale singer of the Sept of the Howling Winds. I am but a ragabash. I don't know why everyone thought it fit to see me as the tale singer, but here we are. I am going to give the floor to the Galliards. They are going to tell their tales. And I'm going to listen. And then he's going to, just fucking wave his hand and it's like, okay, Galliards, go. Take it away.
Do you want Veronica to go first, or can Jesse go first? Jesse has a tail.
Jesse can go first.
I'm asking Kim if she wants Veronica.
Oh, okay.
I don't mind going first.
I know she. Yeah, you go first.
Okay. So Veronica finds a clear opening, so this way, most of the people can be assembled. And she rubs a bottle before telling her tale. I tell the tale of Annie licks the wound. And if there's any scenic stuff you want to go over, just let me know. You can interrupt me or whatever.
That's fine.
Out of game. One night, when Luna's face was almost full, the Black Furies found one of their sisters giving birth to a menace cub. The cub showed no signs of physical deformity. The Furies made a decision to keep the cub rather than kill the menace, like some of the other tribes. Annie, while being raised, allowed to live, was treated with contempt. Aside from one of the Furies, learned their sister lost renown, and Meta's father is unknown. The child had one major flaw growing up. The child suffered seizure. Annie had to suffer those atrocious conditions growing up. The cub, growing up with this, wanted to help her sisters in any way she can, but she was never allowed, due to her seizures, to hunt. The tribe believed she was a liability, as she would lie helplessly on the ground in her stated condition. After seeing her on the ground, whenever she did hunt or do battles with her sister, Annie sadly had to wait for her chance. Something her tribe would realize.
You notice as she's speaking, and as she's continuing on, a breeze. What started off as a very soft breeze, there's a roll of thunder as the ominous of her tail starts to pick up.
Something her tribe would realize too late. One night, the tribe heard news that there was going to be some kind of threat. They sent some of the best packs to go deal with this threat. It was revealed to be some Fomorians in a group. Annie was told once again she was not allowed to go hunt. The sisters left that night to pursue the agents of the worm. The Sept did not hear from the pack for 3 nights. Tragedy has befallen those packs who went out. The sisters, who protected the Karen, heard the most horrifying thing. A howl not from one of the packs from the Karen, rather the symphony of the abyss, telling them how the Sept members will have the same fate as the packs sent out before them. At the feet of the
very strong crack of lightning rolls nearby as they begin to feel cold pricks on their skin as raindrops dance.
At the feet of the Bawn, a severed head was thrown at the Fury's Karen. A breach was made that night as the scent packs failed in their mission. The loathsome tribe made its attack with some Fomorians on the steps. The sisters had to get everyone to fight. The tribe had to allow Annie to help them or the Karen would fall. The battle intensified on the battlefield. Annie saw some of her sisters fall, which she knelt by their side to heal them. One of the spirals attacked her with silver blackened claws. She yelped in pain as she went for the throat. With her battle sister member that she was healing, helped finish off that spiral. That sister made a discovery of Annie which would turn the tide of battle. Annie was able to regenerate those wounds, and she could heal her tribe members faster than everyone else. Her eyes wide as she saw Annie doing what she can to remain calm. At least she suffered another seizure attack. The sister managed to help Annie calm down, and during the battle, Annie was able to heal her sisters quicker than others while being able to heal her own wounds easily. The tribe members, recognizing Annie for being the turning point in that battle, gave her the deed name Licks the Wound. Annie Licks the Wound story was being spread around, both by the tribe and Annie's tale as a galliard. If she was not allowed to live or was cast out, the Karen would have fallen to the worm.
A crack of lightning basically lights up the sky, blinding all assembled for a moment. Go on. Sorry.
Though deformed, Annie was blessed by Gaia for being able to heal quickly. Being a metis, she made sure her tale was told whenever she went. She became famous enough that other tribes want to work with her. When she does offer aid, she will tell her tale in front of the assembled moot. Other Gaia have chosen to tell her tale, understanding would prove metis should not be condemned if the price would be a Karen. Gaia has many threats in the world and needs all her warriors she can get.
In the peal of the thunder that is reaching almost a cacophonous climax, you can hear a light, almost satisfied laugh. A woman's laugh. And as it dies down and the storm settles with it, Veronica is standing there with a very slight bluish glow on her skin like lightning. Jesse just claps.
Yeah, all of the NPCs I have present claps. Liam is like, oh, that's a good one. He files that one away in his memory banks.
Jesse holds up a hand and he's like, I am not proceeding that. Somebody else can go. Well, no, go, not me.
So Siobhan will step forward. She'll flip her hair and put her hair up in a ponytail. So she very casually walks up. What?
You're a bit close to your mic.
Okay. She will put her hair up as she goes to walk and stand next to Veronica. And she turns around, sets her hands on her hips and says, well, that was a lovely fine tale, wasn't it? Now let me tell you the tale of Angus the Lionhearted. He was a great hero of the Fianna. One of our greatest, in fact, although many outside of the tribe do not know of his name. He was born in Ulster, in Ireland, many, many years ago. So many years ago, in fact, that we don't remember the exact date. As you understand, back then we didn't keep track of time as closely as we did now, even amongst the Garou. Was born weak and small, frail as a child. No, he was Homid, but he was born with some sickness, some say. Some call it the sickness of the spirit, for he was, as or not would say, but would think, cursed by the gods. But he, nonetheless, was found to be a Garou when he changed at the age of 15, when his mother was attacked by black spiral dancers, but back then they only knew them as shadows in the night. For the brothers and sisters of the fallen tribe were not always as known as they are. these Guru, these shadowy shapes had attacked his family, and the young boy, well, in his rage, he changed. In his Metis form, out of character, that was my goof. I meant to say Krynos. But in his Krynos form, instead of the great shining red fur of the Fianna, night, he fought these shadowy shapes, and in the terror of seeing such a strange foe, they fled before him. In the morning, crying over his mother's corpse by the current Ardarai at that time, as this was quite near to the Ardarai's own home. This young child, weak and frail, had fought and won. This was something the king saw as perhaps worthy of attention. So Angus was taken back to our great holdings, and he was taught the ways of the warrior. And even though he had great skill, he was still weak of body. Many of the tribe derided him. For as you understand, the Fianna tribe, our warriors are strong, and they must present the image of strength, for many have attempted to take our lands. Children of Fenris to the haughty and high children of Falcon, but never has Ireland fallen. And this is a source of pride for us. So, you understand, having such a weak-looking child claimed to be one of our Aruns was seen as a great disgrace by many in the tribe. However, Angus had one thing that many others of the tribe did not. That was cunning, and it was said to be filled with many, many razor-sharp edges. Those of his pack would not speak with him in his mind, for he often confused them. His thoughts too quick for the relatively simple other Aruns to catch. And it just so happened as Angus was living and doing his training that our great sept, Holy Tara, was found. Some say it was found by the betrayal of the fair folk. Others say the betrayal of a kinfolk. But all we know for certain is that it was found through betrayal. Great armies of the worm descended upon the cairn. At the great castle there, a battle was fought for many days and many nights. The Ardrai edition of the battle, and that his men were losing, had called upon the entire tribe, using a great fetish kept in the castle. With the reinforcements, it was not enough. Angus, like many of the other Cleaths, was kept to duties alongside the edge of the battlefield, tending to the fallen, bringing those who had breached the walls down. He saw in the enemy's battle plans a fatal flaw. Not every story, not every Galliard who tells this tale can quite agree on what the flaw in the enemy's plan was. Some say that they were so confident of their victory that they left their flank open. Others say that the anchor keeping the creatures of the worm there, it's a battle standard to keep their morale high. All we know for certain is that Angus saw this weakness, and he went to the Ardrai and spoke to him of it. But the Ardrai, too focused, too called upon, and filled with the fury of battle to think over what the young Cleath had said. And so the Cleath took it upon himself to bring victory to the tribe. He gathered his pack and those few who would listen to him, all those Cleaths and cubs who were not anything to help the tribe. And they struck at the enemy, cleaving deep into the heart of their army, and striking at that one fatal flaw. It is said that he glowed with rage, literal, it come pouring off of him. As the blessing of Stag is a great and mighty thing to witness. When you, I gotta go, like out of character. Something's going on.
Okay. Everybody can assume that she finished. And it was a good story. So whoever is next.
Question.
Uh-huh.
You want to portray that small little thing happening off scene for a second? You
Sure.
want to?
Sure.
Yeah, Kier basically shoulder checks him again.
Glares
You'd have
at
to put
him.
an overlay up, I imagine.
No, I don't have an overlay or a picture for this guy. So for everybody, what's going on is the Ardrise representative is very agitated and is not fucking happy about anything that has transpired in this moot so far. And Kieran shoulder checked him. And he glared at him and muttered under his breath, "You fucking bastard."
Yeah, he did what he did, and he growls at him, and he said, "What'd you say?" And he'll step in. You want to repeat that a little bit louder? I think I heard you say "fucking bastard." And he'll growl again.
He'll look to him. He's an elder Ragabash. He's not gonna back down.
What's your problem? Why you look like you got a bit of shite stuck on your nose?
Not happy about what has happened today.
Oh, why? When I said it was okay if you weren't happy. Understood. I'll kind of look him up and down. He wants to say something so badly.
He just stares at him. Gives him a look like, you know why, you motherfucker.
And he'll kind of bring his mouth near his ear, not completely. And he says, "It's not like your king be honoring anything in the nation anyway. Why you caring now?" I'll step back and smile at him.
He just glares at him.
The only thing keeping me from challenging him is one thing bad. You know what it is?
What?
The fact that it's nothing more than a sad little hill that he sits upon with his tin crown. And I ain't taking nothing from his empty hands. And one day the lot of you is going to realize it. And then maybe you'll catch up to the rest of us in the tribe.
He doesn't have anything to say to that.
He'll turn and walk off.
Just gonna leave him in a state of goddamn motherfucker.
Oh, Kier gets pissed. Yeah, Jonas will basically just kind of look over with an eyebrow raised, like, ooh. Ooh. It's better than Jets gave the other day. Jesse will just shake his head like, "Yo, fuckers need Jesus." He literally said it just like that. "You fuckers need Jesus."
Liam looked at this exchange and was like, "So is my dad gonna rip his head off today or not?" Nope. Not today. Damn it.
Not today, saying move. We'll kind of push Liam. Give me a stage. I'm about to get my ass kicked and I need to fucking say something.
Well, then fucking say it.
I'm gonna fucking say it. He'll wave. "Hi, everybody. It's me."
Hello, me.
Oh my god. And then he'll get
Sorry.
and he'll say, I'm actually going to say an excerpt from a longer spoken word piece. I'm only going to do a part of it because normally the piece takes like 8 minutes and I'm not in the mood to do that to you people. But I think it falls in line with the themes of things that this moot have touched upon today. And he'll smile. So, if I may, and I'm sorry if this is stressful or triggering to some of you. He'll motion like our fucking lives are stressful. The piece is called To This Day by Shane Kozian. And he'll clear his throat and wait. To this day, kids are still being called names. The classics were Hey Stupid, Hey Spaz. Seemed like each school had an arsenal of names getting updated every year. And if a kid breaks in a school and no one chooses to hear, do they make a sound? Are they just the background noise of a soundtrack stuck on repeat when people say things like kids can be cruel? Every school was a big top circus tent. And the pecking order went from acrobat to lion tamers to clowns to carnies. All of these were miles ahead of who we were. We were freaks, lobster-clawed boys and bearded ladies, oddities, juggling depression and loneliness, playing solitaire, spin the bottle, trying to kiss the wounded parts of ourselves and heal. But at night, while the others slept, we were walking the tightrope. And it was practice, and yes, some of us fell. But I want to tell them that all of that is shit. It's just debris left over from when we decided to smash all the things we thought we used to be. And if you can't see anything beautiful about yourself, get a better mirror. Look a little closer. Stare a little longer. Because there's something inside of you that made you keep trying. Despite everyone who told you to quit, you built a cast around your broken heart. You signed it yourself. You signed it. They were wrong. Because maybe you didn't belong to a group or a clique. Maybe you decided to pick. Maybe they decided to pick you last for baseball or everything. Maybe you used to bring bruises and broken teeth to show and tell, but never told. Because how can you hold your ground if everyone wants to bury you beneath it? You have to believe they were wrong. They have to be wrong. Why else would we still be here? We grew up learning to cheer on the underdog because we see ourselves in them. We stem from a root planted in the belief that we are not what we are called, that we're not abandoned cars stalled out and empty on a highway. And if in some way we are, don't worry. We only got out to walk and get gas. We're the graduating members of the class of fuck, we made it. Not the faded echoes of voices crying out, names will never hurt me. Of course they did. But our lives will only ever, always continue to be a balancing act that has less to do with pain and more to do with beauty. And he'll nod and step back.
Liam he gives him a hug.
He'll smile and give him a hug. And they'll walk off. Emil and I'll post it on the page, but Emil and Caroline are going to do a ballet, a dance piece. It's less a ballet and more of a very beautiful, dynamic dance, which obviously we're not going to play in the middle of the scene.
No.
It'll be on the page for you guys to see the dance they do. Emil will say that it is a celebration of love and pure desire. And that's all the Galliards I have to say anything.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if any of my Galliards want to say anything. Saoirse actually will. She stands up. So the story that stories, I don't know, maybe several or one big one, more of an ongoing personal tale, I suppose. It's it sort of goes, no, it does go with the themes that have been presented today. I used to be a tale singer, the sept that I came from. Sept is a green in New York City. And I've had a habit of falling in love with other Garu. Don't know why. It's just something that's always happened. The first one that I did will always have a special place in my heart. She was taken from me very suddenly. She died honorably, fighting leeches. I don't know if any of you know what it's like to lose not just a packmate, but someone you love and have them in your head day in and day out. And then suddenly, they're not there anymore. You hear their final moments in your head. And that's hard for anybody, but when that person is someone you're in love with, we weren't able to announce or be anything to each other in front of anybody else except us. And now I came here and I vowed that I would never do that again. Then I met Kieran before I came here actually. And I fought my feelings for a long time. And when it came to the sept, realized what was happening, what they were doing. It gave me a new sense of hope. And I wanted to take the chances with him that I wasn't able to take with Teresa. Those chances that were stolen. Tears up a bit. So, I shoved everything aside and I took a chance on love. And we got married. And it's been, I've had so many emotions, so many fears, so much happiness, but it's, I guess the moral of the story is that don't be afraid to take chances because you're afraid. Because you never know what might happen. I lost. As Garu, we lose people all the time. They're constantly taken from us because of this war that we're in. And though the face of the war is changing, it's still a war. We're still going to lose people. You have to live every day as if it were your last, always. And I don't regret marrying him at all. And I'd do it all over again if I could. And I'm glad that the nation is finally moving forward and accepting that.
Colonel smile at her.
She will step down. There are tears in her eyes, though, as she thinks of the first one she lost.
He'll carefully wrap his arms around her. He'll tilt his head and say, if it's a girl, we'll name her Teresa. I'll smile.
Says and fucking she breaks down and just cries and is like nods.
He'll nod if it's a boy. Teresa too. I don't see any problem with it. He'll nod. Things I've been learning lately. Stroke her hair. Loves them.
She laughs at that. Liam will touch his stepmother's back and just give it a reassuring, rub it reassuringly, and then go back and say, "All right, I guess that's everyone." So, yeah, fuck out of here. That's it.
What the fuck? Go home? I'm gonna roll up the side. I'm rolling up the moot, you little shite. I'll just smack him upside the head.
There's the last part of the moot to go, but this part is over, so bye. Goodbye.
I said go home now. He'll wave his hands. Fuck y'all. God damn. Let's just look at him. Fucking hates him. So much love in his eyes. And Jonas will, the revelry will have to happen, but Jonas will, afterwards, he'll step up. He'll kind of pull the assembled, as it were. Kind of chew his lip. I believe I need Lays with Dragons and Man with 1,000 Faces.
I'm sorry, Johnny, I didn't understand all that. I just heard Lays with Dragons.
No, it's fine. He said, I believe I need Lays with Dragons and Man with 1,000 Faces.
Okay. Sierra is going to go ahead and approach.
And Jesse will approach. And Jonas will look at them both grimly, and he says, I take no pleasure in this, in punishing you. But once your punishment has been met, I consider you in good standing with the nation. And he'll think. He'll turn him, and Jesse kind of like grits his jaw, and he'll say, "Ways with Dragons, can you take your war form?"
And so Sierra slowly shifts up to Krynos.
Okay. What he'll do is he'll get Jesse to kind of wrap his arms around her midsection, and he'll instruct Sierra to kind of like hold his biceps, basically.
Okay. She'll go ahead and do that, taking a lot of care that she doesn't accidentally poke Jesse with the claws or anything like that.
Yeah. And he'll tear the back of Jesse's shirt open, and from his coat that he had put on, he pulls out a very wicked cat of nine tails, still wet with what looks to be a fetish of some sort, and it still looks wet with blood. And he carries it with a very grim resolve. And he'll take a few steps back and kind of lick his teeth. And he'll settle himself for a moment because he has to do this. He does not take pleasure in it. And he'll say to Sierra, "It's your job to make sure he does not lose himself to frenzy."
All right. Your work, Your Majesty.
And he'll nod. And he'll step back. And I'm going to, for the sake of the scene, not go into extreme detail. Because I know torture can upset some people. But he takes a deep, resolute breath. His arm will arc, and the leather will slam into Jesse's back. And Jesse gasps, and his eyes go wide. And he'll look up at Sierra like, that hurt more than he thought it would. And he'll swallow and grit his teeth. The king will lash again. Jesse, tears form at the corner of his eyes, and he'll just swallow and grit, and he'll kind of groan. By about the 10th lash, the way that the hit fell, the way it tore his skin, was a bit too much, and he screams. It just, a hard scream tears out of his throat, piercing the ears of the gathered, and he just shakes hard. Jonas will give him all but a moment. And he continues with the lashes. They fall over and over again, 15, 16, 17, building higher and higher, more and more. And as they're going on, Jesse begins to just pour sweat. His head dips for a moment and he shakes it and blinks. He holds Sierra a little bit tighter, a little bit closer. Jonas keeps going, 20, 21, 22. Jesse will cry out softly again as blood begins to drip off his back, pour down. Blood is arcing from the whip. And Sierra can feel him getting shaky in her arms, but still standing.
Okay, he can still stand on his own?
Yeah, he can still stand on his own. He takes a deep breath. Jonas gets to 29. His 29th lash falls. He stops and he arcs his arm back, pulling it, and hits with such vicious closing ferocity that Jesse doesn't gasp. He doesn't scream. Nothing of that sort. He goes dead silent and blinks. And Jonas will step back, having met his punishment. Jesse will look up at Sierra for a moment, almost innocently, almost like a child. And he'll blink, kind of processing it. And he'll let go of her. He'll unwrap his arms from around her waist. And he'll turn. He'll look at Jonas right in the face. No crying. No nothing. And he'll bob his head once. Still standing. Still resolute. And Jonas's jaw drops. He did not expect that. And he'll slip his hand into Sierra's. Strength of the wolf is in the pack, and the strength of the pack is in the wolf. I never forget that. Thank you.
Sierra.
To Sierra. And he'll pull the remnants of his shirt off, and he'll sit on the edge of the dais that the punishment took place for a moment and kind of breathe.
If no one stops her, Gabby's gonna take off her jacket and go up and give it to Jesse, or wrap it around his like the top of his shoulders, because she doesn't want to like hurt the wound, but she also doesn't want him to be like stupidly exposed. Yeah.
He'll smile at her, and he'll kind of snuggle into her jacket.
Stevie has sent a turtle very slowly walking towards him for comfort.
He'll pick Rafe up.
Oh no, it's Jeff. She sent Jeff.
Oh, he'll pet
he
it.
got the big voice.
Hi. How are you?
Sierra will ask Mr. High King. She'll ask, Your Majesty, is he to heal these wounds naturally?
It's his choice. If he wants them healed, heal them. If not, his choice. I don't. He'll look at Eli and shrug. I don't have a preference.
Eli doesn't care. The punishment was carried out.
Eep.
What happens after that isn't his concern.
I'll hand the whip over to Eli. Like, take care of this. Jesus.
He takes it, cleans it off.
Mostly at the whip. She wants to know what it's made out of for reasons.
Wormhide.
For reasons. She doesn't like get all up on it. She just kind of looks at it like, oh, okay.
Is if she's looking at it, appears to be made of dragon hide.
Dragon what?
Dragon hide.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
And Jonas will step back with Eli.
So, something else is going to be happening. Dazzle's sitting there with Sebastian watching this happen. And crying against him. And towards the end of it, she inhales a sharp breath, ragged and painful, and she holds her stomach.
Sebastian will look down at her. What's wrong?
She holds the finger up with one hand and holds her stomach with the other.
Hey. It's okay. Stress. Remember, you've been getting those little, Braxton Hicks contractions? It's okay. Just breathe. Remember, like the coach showed you.
This is... she screams again.
Okay, no, that's not, no. Oh.
Okay, wait. Is it go time?
I don't have the bag. We don't have the bag. You can't do this right now. He'll just shake his head. No.
Sierra rolls up her sleeves. She just stepped the hum and rolls up her sleeves.
She closes
Black
her
Fury,
eyes.
let's do this.
She closes her eyes and she holds her stomach and she screams again. This is so bad. So bad.
You cannot be in labor right now. No.
Raya, I think it's happening right now.
Okay.
Sebastian, it's happening right now. Right now.
Now.
Right now.
Where should I take her?
Who the hell here?
Okay, guys, got this.
This is not
Out of
happening.
character. Sierra has medicine 3.
This is not happening in a field. Where do you want me to carry her?
totally needs to happen in the field.
I don't.
It looks like this is happening in a field.
Why is it?
He'll point
Oh
at
my
the
god,
desk
this is
Jesse
not
was.
sanitary.
Like,
He's
there.
like,
Yeah, I don't know what the
Dazzles fucking
surroundings are.
screams for Jesse.
Ooh, Jesse is there at her side in a heartbeat. Like, oh hi, oh hi, oh hi, hi. Aren't you?
I am. Yes. Oh god.
I have a really important question. Is it mine?
Nigga, for real?
Are you fucking serious right now?
Just followed her.
She squeezes his hand so fucking hard.
Ow!
I swear to God, the king didn't kill you. I fucking will.
Oh, you go ahead and kill me. That's fine. Do me a favor,
I'm just gonna
though.
do crowd
Yours.
control and start shooing people away.
I want you to breathe and think of happy things, like that baby being.
Yes. Oh god. And she screams in pain
no,
again.
just breathe.
Contractions are very close together.
For
Like
the
this
love
is
of God.
happening fucking now.
Sierra, yeah, no, if no one stops her, is anyone else here, like...
There
anyone
is
else here trying to
okay. I
handle
have a
this?
question for Tim. There is one other person here who can deliver children and has. Do you want to do it?
I would actually like to do it.
Then go ahead. Be the star of the show.
Okay.
Would you like an assist from somebody who has delivered children?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay. There is one NPC here on my end who has delivered children.
Yeah, because Sierra's been kind of prepping for this, and she has strategies in mind.
So Dazzles looks at Jesse and is like, so apparently you were dead father today. Hmm?
I was not ready, but I am ready.
I wasn't ready either.
That and a child. Oh god. and totally step up. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, you amateurs.
And with her other hand, she grabs Sebastian and looks at him like, you better not fucking go anywhere. You're here too.
We'll look at Sierra, and he starts pulling stuff out of his bag and putting it in her hands, like, you need this, and you'll need this, and you'll need that, and this sanitizer, and there you go. Take this.
Okay.
And he'll look at Sierra, and he'll look at Dazzle. Did you plan on having a water birth? Because I have one of those in here too.
No.
I can puff it up and we can do this. But no? Okay. He'll just shrug.
She shakes her head and looks at him like, do I look like I care about that right now?
I didn't know if you had a plan. I wanted to respect you. And he'll look at Sierra like, go. Make it happen.
Okay, so everyone, the key to this is there's going to be a Krynos Garu coming out. Well, actually, no, out of character. She's in Hamid, isn't she?
She is
Yeah,
Mohammed.
exactly.
Okay, Sierra will say, normally we would have to be trying to get a Krynos Garu out of here, but shit's different.
He'll totally will not. Shit is different.
Yeah, and yeah, normally there would be a Krynos Garu trying to get straight out of her abdomen, but this isn't happening. She's having
Yeah.
normal contractions.
Yep, Sierra will say, the main thing we have to keep Dazzles is calm because she might frenzy and kill everyone in the room.
Totally will nod. I have seen it happen.
Tim, I could do persuasion to keep her calm.
Oh god, do that, yes.
Yeah, you might want to do that because Sierra's going to be too focused on, like, popping this child out.
All my stats are for like social stuff, so I'm like really, really good at this.
Yeah, Chastity, although very good at this, is also stuck in oh fuck father mode after having just gotten 30 lashes.
Like,
Alright,
you got
so-
punished and you're having a baby in the same day. So, there's that.
It doesn't normally go together.
No.
Spending a willpower for persuasion.
Seeker has come to Dazzle's side as well. She's staying out of the way, but is offering much comfort.
Okay. Sierra's going to between the two of them and say, quick, I'm going to need an answer. Is there anything that might medically happen here? Is there any prior conditions, anything like that?
She shakes her head. No, everything is fine and completely fine.
Okay, I really don't want you to have to rage heal in labor. That's all I'm asking.
No, it's okay.
Jesse will be like, think happy thoughts.
Yes, it would be charisma empathy to calm her.
Okay. And I got 2 successes with that.
Do you want me to start rolling my intelligence medicine?
I would very much like you to roll your intelligence medicine.
I'm spending a willpower because fuck it.
That's a good idea.
Toya, by the way, for his assist is basically setting out something that she can birth upon, something that is mildly sanitary.
Okay, yeah.
Whatever position she wants, he doesn't care. Go on your fucking hands and knees, squat. That part doesn't matter. And he'll let Sierra know that the lay on the back shit is ridiculous. However she feels comfortable.
Spending that willpower because goddamn.
So how she would like to deliver is with somebody holding her, propped up. I imagine Jesse would probably take that position.
Yes. Ow.
And then she'll have Seeker and Sebastian on either side of her.
Yeah, I think someone screaming in abject pain is kind of a little too much for Sierra to hide this. Hey, Gabby, since Gabby might actually be somewhat paying even a modicum of attention to Sierra,
Yeah.
she almost seems to enjoy this. It's kind of weird, but she's having fun.
You know, given Sierra's preoccupation with not only menstrual blood, but also that one gift, Birth of the Fire Warrior, like, it makes sense.
So I'm not pointing out that Toya will collect a little bit of the blood, but it's happening.
Completely fine. Yeah.
Which is we're gonna have a whole placenta for you guys to use after this is done. Like, y'all can chill.
Oh, believe me, I'm not planning for that after birth.
Jesus Christ.
Let me know when
I got plans.
Speak dialogue and how many successes I got.
You got one, and
Okay.
you can speak now.
Dazzles, you're both a children guided Shadow Lord. You can do this, but you need to remain calm. Do this for your child.
Jesus.
Jesse's
Well, that fucking hits her core. Like, okay, yes, I'm.
you got this.
Damn. She takes a very deep breath. And the rest of her contractions will be through gritted teeth. She will not scream.
Yeah, she's basically like, you want to punish her when we get out? We can punish her until she's 18. I'm good. We're good. We can do this.
Politely mentioned to Sierra lies with dragons. Maybe the resist pain will help. Referring to the outer game bonus for Dazzles.
Well, all resist pain does is you spend a willpower point and allows you to ignore wound penalties for the purposes of combat.
Oh, jeez.
I feel like Albert overrides resist pain.
But she does have extra soak dice.
She does have extra soak dice.
I feel like this is unsoakable lethal.
Yeah.
As somebody who has been in labor, yes. Yes.
Unsoakable. Yes.
There is nothing.
Veronica turns around. Who has Mother's Touch?
I
Toya
do.
will raise his hand.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine. He's just raising his hand, too. I have grandmother's touch.
Yeah, the only
Dazzles raises her hand. I have grandmother's touch.
No.
the only thing, everyone, if we use Mother's Touch right now, we might that might be worse.
So that is true. Actually, I can attest for this. Hold stand up. That is true.
Yeah, it'd be a little more helpful if someone had like an epidural.
I'll say through gritted teeth. I can heal myself. It's fine.
Well, you know what? I'm so proud of you being able to heal yourself in labor, but your baby is starting to crown. He'll point.
Yep, there he goes.
Well, she didn't mean right now. She's not healing herself right now.
We'll take it snap a picture.
The baby's coming out.
It takes a minute, okay? Hold on.
I know.
Hold his hands up, relax. Jesus Christ.
Dazzle, you got this.
That was me as the ST narrating what is happening. That the baby is going to be coming out very soon.
Yeah,
Right.
Toya will just keep very gently helping Sierra when he notices shit could go south. But he's letting her star the show.
So, yeah, Sierra did get 2 successes, so she's fine. She knows
3.
what she's doing. Oh, 3, right, with the willpower. So, yeah, she's fine. She knows what she's doing. Veronica has successfully calmed her to the point where she's no longer going to scream because, no. I'm better than that.
So Jesse will break out the skinny pop.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Just to make her smile. Look, just crunch a bite. Like
She does smile.
he'll
Bite
put
everything.
a piece to her lips. Here you go.
Am I supposed to
No,
eat
don't,
during-
don't feed her.
I don't think I'm supposed to eat.
There's enough stuff coming out. Like, no.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out. It's going to be fine, though. It's going to be fine.
I want to know the king's reaction right now.
He's just watching. Like he's just kicked back watching with with Eli. Like this shit's amazing. He's got a beer. He's legit got a beer watching this shit. Like this is better than the Jets.
Yeah, Eli and Dev are
Punches.
both sitting there with kind of the same look. Like, and Dev looks at Jonas and is like, "This is better than the Jets."
Better than the Jets by far. More productive. Yeah, and you have to catch it like a football too. Put your hands down there.
Oh my god.
Don't do the throw down. Like no.
Oh, please don't spike my baby! Oh my god!
Don't spike the baby. That is a royal decree by the Silver Crown. Do not spike that baby.
Dazzles looks at Sierra and gives her a very grateful look.
Sierra gives a very stupid smile back.
She was
Yeah.
kind of watching from the sidelines, and she looks over and she goes, "What about a field goal kick?"
Wee.
Fucking ragabash.
Oh,
God.
hey, new cub. Hey, new cub. Give me some towels.
Boop. Totally hands his bag over to her. Like, get her towels. Jesus Christ.
I'm just fucking with it.
She reaches in, she grabs towels, and she goes, "Oh, hey, there really is a T-Rex in here."
Oh, yeah, that's a thing. I almost got killed by that.
Okay, can we go back to the baby? Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right.
Ugh.
So many towels.
So Jesse will hug her and stroke her face and like, you're doing so well. You're doing amazing. You're doing great.
You know, not gonna lie, I considered getting all up in dazzles. I didn't think it would be like this.
Jesse just looks at her and shakes his head like I can't even respond. But I want the baby.
She looks at her like, okay, that.
Did you just hit on my mate in labor? Because if you did, I commend you.
Look, it helps to be distracted.
It helped. You're delivering the baby. You're delivering my baby, Fira.
I know. And she's
How did we end up here? Do you remember when we were talking about doing this in the first place so long ago? And here you are delivering my baby. You really are my sister. Oh, I just want to you right now. He does. He gets nostalgic. He tears up because pregnancy hormones are fucking him up.
Right?
Really
Christ.
add to this insanity.
So she it goes on for a little longer. She just grits her teeth and gets through it, squeezing the hell out of the two hands that are holding her, and probably cussing Jesse every once in a while. Like,
I'll take it.
fucking bastard. Did this to me.
Coyote bastard. I'm a coyote bastard. Get it right.
Coyote bastard.
Was this worth the trip to Disney?
Why did we listen to Coyote?
Why?
And then she'll hold it. She'll be like, however, this is much better than my first labor.
Yo, Bailey's right there.
Bailey doesn't care. He just smirks like, whatever.
The road of
Yeah,
his
Bailey
life
is
has
definitely
been,
there watching this like, oh my god.
the road of his life has been strewn with cowpats from the Devil's Own Satanic Herd. I think he's okay.
He's fine. He's so fine.
Totally, by the way, for his part, is literally just sitting there cross-legged nearby Sierra, handing her shit every once in a while. And here you go. He's just
saying,
assisting.
I'm getting medicine 4 this month.
Specialty midwifery?
Yeah.
That or, yeah, probably that.
I
Gynecology?
recommend it.
Yeah.
She would have to, yeah, it would be midwifery. She would have to go to school for gynecology.
Yeah, or natural medicine.
Yeah, natural medicine works too. So Yeah. So Dazzle's like, okay. Oh my God! Please tell me when I can push, because I'm done. I'm so done. Oh God damn.
Can she push? Sarah's looking. Can she push?
Jesse will rake his claws like playfully, like you get the sword quicker.
Oh my God, Jesse! Why?
Howl with laughter. Sebastian just shakes his head, and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking beat you later. Actually, Sebastian really will just reel a hand back and just clap him on the shoulder, and Jesse goes, "Ah, fuck!
No screaming.
You're right, strong women."
Dazzle says to Jesse, "No screaming.
No
Take
screaming.
it like a man."
Take it like a man. I already did.
That's vaguely sexist.
Vaguely says,
I don't give a shit
God,
right now. Okay, you take it like a coyote.
"Ooh, 10 hours." Anyway, he'll rest his head against her shoulder because his fucking back hurts now. He'll kiss her forehead like, "I love you. Fucking love you."
Fucking love you too, you bastard.
Whatever. Give me the butter, baby. Give me the butter. Give me the baby.
Out of character, can Dazzle's push now?
That is up to Tolia.
Yeah, totally. I'll just look at him and be like, "Tell her to push. It's fine. She could have pushed 10 minutes ago, but we're fucking around."
I mean,
She
out
goes,
of character,
"Are you fucking serious?"
Totally serious. Push.
No, guys.
Yep.
I kept trying to like see if she could.
No, I know that is legit what Jesse says. Jesse's like, she could have been pushing 10 minutes ago.
Like, is that the case though?
Yes, that is the case.
Sarah
Yeah,
would have
totally.
told her immediately, but all right, cool, no biggie.
What? Oh, Sarah would have told her immediately.
Yeah, because I kept saying Sierra actually checks to make sure, but I never got an answer.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, no, it's one of those things where realistically, there's a window, and you don't have to push in that window. Like,
I'm sorry.
realistically, medically, there is a window, and if the woman doesn't want to push, she doesn't have to.
Oh no,
Like,
Dazzles wants
A
to.
rest thing, you can rest. It's not urgent out of game.
She doesn't care. She's not resting. She wants this child out of her.
Yeah, but Tully's like, by all means, tell her to push.
Yep, now's a good time.
Push it.
So Dazzles will push, and she will have a death grip on Seeker and Sebastian as she does.
Sebastian bears it like a man, vaguely sexist. Until he just
Takes it.
looks. Oh, look, it has a cute little face. No point.
And yeah, everybody will see. Yes, it is indeed in Hamid.
Well, damn.
The baby's head comes out. She will push again.
Is it nighttime?
Probably. Oh, no, it's not.
No, the moot is held during the day. Because it was a long one. It's probably dusk now.
Can we see the moon yet?
You can see the moon. Yeah.
What's the moon?
It is a waning gibbous.
Okay. Sarah will look down and say, "All right, your galliard's almost here."
Oh,
Yes!
of course. We have a galliard. Of course we do.
Yes! Oh, I told you fucking Arun, you didn't listen to me.
You know, not everything is exact.
I literally just said this earlier today.
Oh,
I love
I
you.
had
You're so good.
got-
You're doing it. Shut up and push. I love you. Give my baby. I don't want to hold it. I love you. I love you so much. I love you so
I
much.
want to hold it too, and you don't get to hold it before me.
You would hold it together. This is not a time for an argument. Push.
She pushes. And she pushes.
Gotta get its shoulder out apparently, and it'll slide right out like a burrito.
Like,
God, Jesse.
did you really just call our baby a burrito?
Yep. Just did that.
She's pretty round. There.
Going to fucking kill you
You just have
so
to get
hard.
finish, and then you can kill me all day. Jonas will throw the cat of nine tails at her. It lands near her hand.
I will use this later. Yes.
Jesse shrivered like, no.
Guys, can I borrow that too later for reasons?
Only if you take pictures and I get to watch. A thumbs up. Tully looks at her like he's not joking.
So the baby's coming out.
Yeah, he's like, shoulder. When that shoulder comes out, the baby will, in fact, pretty much slide right out. You have to catch it.
And Sierra will catch her.
It is
And,
indeed a girl.
Go through all the necessary procedures and all that. I assume Toya has a blanket to wrap around
Yes.
little Autumn in, so Sierra will go and do that. Stands to mention, I figure Sierra is probably covered in blood right now. She's okay with this.
And placenta will be delivered and all that junk.
Yeah.
Toya will offer to let Jesse cut the cord.
Yeah.
And he'll with shaking hands he'll do it. Just kind of a dazed smile on his face.
Yep. Once the child is completely out and safe, she will be handed off to Dazzles.
And Jesse bites her lip and kind of looks down at her, at them.
Dazzles takes her in her arms and tears and just looks at her and she's in Hamid.
Yeah, she is.
Autumn Nicole Steele.
It seems now that I've put all the pieces together, I should probably tell you about the little vision I had a while back.
Oh?
You had a vision.
Yeah, I didn't know what it meant until you mentioned your daughter's name. And I wasn't able to really tell you. I was going to tell you after the moot, but then you gave birth. So, yeah. It was a voice that called to me, and it said, when autumn comes, the curse will be lifted.
Dazzles shivers.
The king will kind of raise his head and his brow will go up.
It is in my advice, Raya, that we keep an especially close eye on her. Because
definitely plan on it.
It is in my belief that there's a possibility that this child has no curse upon her. Sierra's waiting for the inevitable "fuck you" challenge.
The king doesn't give it to her, he just listens.
Dazzle swallows. Wow. Wow.
It's Raya, it's just a possibility.
No, Jesse and I both believe that the reason metas are deformed is because of a curse.
It was in old tales that I had heard. That the first curse was laid down not by Gaia, but by Agaru. There was one who chose to love another Garu instead of a kinfolk mate. His mother cursed their child. With the way of the wording of the curse, it bore down through the lines. He'll hold his hands out for Autumn.
Dazzles will hand her up to Jesse.
He'll actually very surprisingly, maybe with very practiced hands, as though he's held children before. He'll kind of cradle her to his chest and kind of smile down at her face, and tears just start dripping down his cheeks. And he'll smile at her. Oh, I love you already. Then he'll lean down and kiss her head. My baby girl.
Now can we move this somewhere a bit more sanitary?
Jesse will chuckle.
Like, both of you have, like, a lot of blood on you that should probably be cleaned off. Like, we should get somewhere where we could, like, do that without, like, risk of infection. I
Jesse
could carry both of you.
laughs. Sebastian will gently scoop up Dazzles, smiling, and he'll toss his head at Jesse like, come on. Let's go back to your very large, obnoxious house, he'll say.
Bailey will go up to Jesse.
Yeah, he'll show the baby to Bailey.
Put up his overlay.
He'll look at him. Hey, it's your little sister, look.
He smiles. Can I hold her?
Of course. He'll pass her over.
Bailey will take it, and looks like he's also held children before, as young as he is. Not quite as practiced as Jesse, but he looks like he's done it a time or two. And he looks down at her. I am so glad that you are going to grow up differently than me. So glad. He just stares at her in awe. And then he looks to Jesse and he says, "Thank you."
I'll give him a soft nod.
I'd like to get to know you better.
I do consider you like a son to me.
He smiles.
When I saw and I heard the pain in your mother's voice when she spoke of you, he'll shake his head. I knew what my daughter went through was much. He'll actually reach up and touch his cheek gently. But when I heard your truth, your mother's pain, saw what you went through, he'll shake his head. Couldn't take it. I had to make things right for you. You really are so large a part of the reason that I did this, Bailey. And I want you to know that. And I'll smile at him.
He smiles. He has tears in his eyes, and he holds Autumn with one hand, with the other holds his arm out to Jesse for a hug.
We'll hug him. I'll hold him close.
And then he kisses Autumn's forehead and hands her back to her father.
He'll hold her close and bring her back over by Dazzles, who is being held up by, like, actually the same way, being held by Sebastian. Will bring her to her face. Isn't she so beautiful?
She is. Dazzle smiles and shakes her head.
Hey, all things aside, I love you.
I love you too.
He'll nuzzle her face. Why don't we get some rest? Looks like we're gonna have a long night ahead of us. We're gonna be out all
She nods.
night. She looks like a screamer. She's gonna be crying it off.
So, before we end the scene, Dazzles will kind of beckon Sarah over to her as they're
Come on over. She's
walking.
she was relaxing, and all that.
She doesn't care that if her hands are all bloody or whatever. She reaches out for her hand.
Okay. Yeah, Sarah will take her hand.
She looks at her and she says, "Thank you, Sarah."
Well, hey, it's no problem, Raya.
I know that was something that you actually wanted to do anyway, so how fitting that it was that you got to do it.
Smiles again. Who wouldn't want to deliver their pack mates and their mate's child?
She smiles at that.
Jessie will smile at her. Jessie will actually walk over to her and wrap an arm around her waist and hug her softly. Thank you.
Hey, it's all good.
I couldn't have done this without you. You walked this road with me and we changed the nation together.
Yeah,
You deserve just as much renown and esteem as any of us, especially me. I did not do this alone.
I wasn't in it for the glory or anything. It was, well, you wanted to do something. And our bond means that we stand together regardless.
He'll look over at Gabby and smile at her too.
She's probably carrying some other supplies that were left because she's like, all the stuff needs to be cleaned, and so she gives him like a thumbs up with all the stuff in her arms.
Let's shake his head and look down. Blood fire.
So with that, everyone gets back to the house and they get everything settled, and everybody else, the moot ends, and there are a lot of people, Garu, who have various mixed emotions from everything that transpired. But the one thing that everyone, their reaction is collective about, is that Metis child was born in Hamid. Holy shit. And I believe that is where we can end our scene.
It is.
Thank you, players, for playing. And thank you, watchers, for watching. We'll see you next time.